every time.
I gotta hype myself up. Oh, by the way, I had to move this bag, so I don't know. It might be. I feel like it's a little squeezed, but
A little squeezed. Yeah,
it is a lot squeezed.
What the kids call these days? Fat.
Me too. Fat spelled backwards is taff, and that's half of taffy.
And that's why we're fat. we weigh everything with food.
Hey, this is a. Didn't know this was here.
Oh, he drove it today.
Oh,
Like he's around
the
like
same uniform.
Yeah.
I carpooled to work. This was my turn. Why does he sound like that?
Has he been smoking all his life or what?
My name's Mullet Man Jeff. Smoke a pack a day for 50 months. 50 months? I meant to say years. 50 months, not that long. Oh, well, let's see. It's like, what?
5 years?
A little over 4 years. 4 years and 2 months, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mathed in my head.
I think I broke my wrist.
He's lying.
I'm not lying.
He did it for sympathy.
I'm in a lot of pain.
We need an excuse for why we didn't record last week.
Yeah.
There's our excuse. It'll be off by next week.
Even though this happened on Tuesday.
No, hey, it's been a minute. And I apologize for our loyal listeners, which is probably like 3 of you. But shout out to you, Carter. Haven't done that in a while.
That's true.
He probably still watches. Maybe. He might be mad at us.
For leaving?
Yeah. He doesn't see us no more.
That's true. We need to go like just visit someday. Just visit him.
I do. I do need to borrow a hammer drill. But I'm not going to do it at the school because it'll be on Thursday and it'll be in school. And they're not going to let me. So
never mind for that what you just said.
You know, Carter is just almost like the word catering.
That's correct.
I don't know why. That's just information.
Fun
Also,
fact of the day.
We should have recorded last week because last week reached 1 year since Shifting Gears has been on the YouTubes. And so, anyway, I'm off work, by the way. It's Tuesday when we're recording this. Hopefully,
we got work at the same exact time, kind of.
I know, it was pretty good.
It's kind of weird.
I delivered 125 packages today. Most I've ever delivered in one day. And for some FedEx people out there that might be watching, you're like, that's nothing. I have like 200 easy. Yeah, this isn't in town. I live in a rural area, so it's like 10 minutes apart. So I'm like, I'm pretending to be a NASCAR driver in between stops. I'm like, get in there, be like, make sure nobody's around. Okay. Because I don't want to, it's like, you have to average at least 10 stops an hour for it to be good. And I had 100 stops, 125 packages. That's 10 hours if it's 10 stops an hour. I'm not going to be there for 10 hours. I'm not going to do that. That's a no-no for me. So
I was at work today for
I didn't speed, though. I promise. Any cops watching?
9 hours.
No, yeah?
It's a long day because we had a long meeting at the end.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Was it a driver's meeting?
Yeah.
Competition meeting?
Yeah. We talked about Denny Hamlin and JJ.
All right. Well, that's that. So let's duke it out for the intro. Ready? Stop more.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right. So, that's that. That's the end of the video.
We'll see you next week.
Now, we got some stuff that we want to wrap up, talk about. All right. I want to talk about, first, congratulations to Tyler Reddick for winning last week.
True.
That's the only other team besides the Chevy team that's won this year. So, Chevys, they're bow tying it up.
How long are you waiting to say that? Since last week? Yeah.
No.
And congrats to Carson Holzapfel.
Yes, that guy. I met him last year at Kansas.
I did not meet him.
He kind of looks like my cousin Bryce. Cute picture. It's going to be really awkward if I can't find the picture.
Oh, I have it. I can send it to you.
Anyway, Bryce also met him, which is the picture.
Well, they look exactly alike.
Except Carson Hosar is about 3 feet taller than him.
But if you didn't know how tall Carson Hosar was, I think I said his name really weird.
Also, it came full circle because the next race Bryce had been was Texas, and Carson Hosar won.
Yeah.
So
all I'm saying though is, you never saw Carson Hosar. So I can't say his name.
never saw Hosar.
I was gonna say Bryce is the same place, but yeah,
I couldn't say it that time in the same place. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but you did because they met each other.
That's true. Anyway, and I cut the clip where Bryce is with the truck racer right here. There. You probably laughed at the crash part.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
That was the clip right there.
It's gonna be so stupid and hilarious. Just those lights.
All right.
Oh, we're idiots.
We're
We're not even to the first gear yet.
I know. We gotta hurry. All right, I got dinner waiting for me.
Same.
My family's eating dinner upstairs.
It's true.
And it's Chinese.
I walked into the door and they're all just like.
Anyway, so I gotta be quick. But anyway, shifting to the first gear. Hendrick penalty got amended. And it's been a big topic of conversation. That was supposed to be topic of conversation.
It's funny because fans are like super happy and NASCAR's like, I hate this.
The teams are also not that thrilled with it because they're like, if they did something wrong, then they should be penalized. If they didn't do something wrong, then the whole thing should have been amended. And that's where I'm at. So this is what I heard on the radio. Now, take for granted, this is only what I heard Larry McReynolds say. I couldn't find the clip. I was going to try to find it, put it on here for you to listen, but I can't find it because it was just a throwaway line. But he said, per sources that he knows, NASCAR, since that louver situation, took louvers from the manufacturer themselves. Like as soon as they got shipped, no team ever touched them, looked at them, and returned 18 of them. 18 louvers that they said were not race ready. So that tells me that Hendrick and Colleague, because Colleague still has their appeal tomorrow, they didn't do anything wrong. That tells me that they got them there already not race ready. And so I think they should have got the whole thing amended, honestly, if that's the case. Now, I don't know. I don't know the whole situation. Hey, guess what? I'm not in the garage, so I have no idea. I just do what I hear. Anyway. So that was that. That's what I was going to say for that. So
Complaint? Shift in the second gear. Shift in the second gear. All the complaints from everybody.
yeah. So I listen to the radio. Since I work at FedEx now, I listen to the radio my entire shift. It's in my ear. I have an earbud right here, and I listen to NASCAR radio the entire time. The amount of complaining from not just fans, but people who also are the host of the shows, I guess I should say. Commentators.
Oh, like podcast.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Are alarming because it's like, they're like, well, that's just stupid how much. And yes, I get that maybe they wreck a little too much sometimes. I get it. But for the truck races, these are people who are up and coming, learning. They just get in there. They're starting to actually get to these big tracks for the first time. And here's my thing. It is not the driver's fault. It's not the team's fault. Not anything's fault. You know whose fault it is, in my opinion? NASCAR's fault. Why is that? Because of the format they have. You know, gone are the days where you can be like, well, I'm not going to try to just absolutely go crazy trying to win this race. I'll just try to finish at least second. That way it's a good points day and move up in the points. Points don't matter no more. They don't. Unless you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, you need to win.
You have to win. Well, you're not going to get in the playoffs unless you win.
I will say this too, though, so that I'm okay with that format.
I'm fine with it too.
Here's
I'm just
the deal.
saying.
People are complaining, oh, there's too much cautions, there's too much this, there's too much that. But if you ask everybody who's at the race, including our cousin Bryce, every single person will tell you that was a fantastic race to be at. Who cares if there's 2 cautions or 17 cautions. It was a good race, probably either way. It's going to be fun. You're to be there. Who cares? Why complain about it? Get over it.
Yep. Well, that's my thing. Stop complaining about it. But the same people who complain when there's too many cautions will complain that there's not enough. And
There's no fine line. It's either if there's 5 cautions, there wasn't enough. If there's 6, there's too many.
Yeah, it's just
no pleasing.
You hate it. They hate it no matter what the outcome is. So that's just dumb for me. But anyway, and then also, like I said, I'm fine with that format. But stop blaming it on the drivers because it's not the driver's fault.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. This is what NASCAR wanted. This is what they wanted, and this is what it's going to be like. And so, yeah, you can say there's no respect no more.
Live with it.
But they have to be so selfish right now because of the way it is. So stop complaining and just enjoy the race. That's all I got to say. I don't know what that noise was. Anyway, shifting to the third gear. I'm going to talk about Denny Hamlin and JJ Yeley. I listened to Denny Hamlin's podcast on the way home.
I did not. I really wanted to, though.
And he said that obviously he didn't think it was intentional. It wasn't intentional. He didn't think he was the one that did it. He said it wasn't intentional. His exact words were, "Why would I wreck him for 30th?" But he did say that he was a little frustrated with him and was going to kind of nudge him and get underneath him. So my thing is, I think he got frustrated and dumped him. He might have actually meant to spin him out, but he meant to bump him, and that was what you get. My thing is, he's such a dummy right now. I gotta be careful. I work for the place that sponsors him. Yeah, but he's such a dummy right now because it's like, dude, you have an appeal on Thursday about how you did not, or about how you said you wrecked someone intentionally, and now you're trying to back out of that, and here you are a few days before that, and you wreck somebody again. It's just, I don't know. It's like. You know how guys go on midlife crisis sometimes? It's like he's doing a midlife crisis, but he's just crazy, and it's just in the car. You know what I mean? It's like
He's
his
stupid.
race car driver midlife crisis. I don't know if that makes sense. But
He's pretty stupid. He's like, respect. But I'm going to get mad at this guy and nub him.
nobody has respect out there anymore. I heard that he called a private driver's meeting, talking about respect, how they need to respect more. Then he goes out 30 laps later and wrecks somebody. What a moron.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Can't stand him as a race car driver. But anyway, as a team owner, not that bad. Makes some good points. Don't like him as a race car driver. Anyway.
Shifting in the fourth gear, Ross Chastain and Christopher Bell.
Yeah. Here's the quick answer to this one.
Christopher Bell's an idiot.
What? I don't say he's an idiot because he did go on Twitter later and say, oh, there was more room than I thought. But the thing is, stop blaming Ross Chastain for everything. Everybody makes mistakes.
I just thought it was funny when I saw like the Twitter thread everybody of Christopher Bell saying all that, and then everybody screenshotting the picture of how Ross Chastain's right here and Christopher Bell's up here. I'm like,
I don't know. And I thought, well, okay, that's just a poorly timed screenshot. But then you go back and watch the replay, and it's like that much room the entire time.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right. But he did apologize afterwards to William Byron, but he didn't apologize to Ross Chastain. My thing is, stop blaming Ross Chastain for everything. Yeah, this guy races aggressive. Yeah, he makes mistakes sometimes. But again,
back in the 90s, we would call him Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Exactly. Exactly. People would be like, well, we need more people like Dale Earnhardt who would just go over there and rattle people's cages and
that's exactly what Ross Chastain does.
And then Ross Chastain does it and you're like, I can't stand the man. So stop complaining. Stop blaming him.
Stop complaining.
I know.
I like it.
It's a lot of complainers that
including
just
you, Daryl.
Yeah. Waltrip or Murphy?
Yes.
Daryl Murphy. He's a preacher.
He's a preacher.
I was thinking of Eddie Murphy. Anyway, I know a preacher named Daryl Murphy. But anyway, there's a preacher that I know, Eddie Flowers, that he's passed away now for a long while now, but he got into NASCAR right as NASCAR was getting started. I don't know if you remember him talking about this. He said back then it was just bumper cars, and he only did it for like a year and he was out. So I would like to see if there's a way I could go in there and try to find his stats, because it's like right as it started, so there's got to be stats on him somewhere, I think. I thought that'd be pretty cool. He also was a professional wrestler. That guy did some stuff.
He did it all.
He was a preacher, wrestler, and NASCAR driver. All he needs now is be a baseball pitcher, and he's good. Anyway, that's that. Stop blaming Ross Chastain. All right. And then fifth and final gear. Just talk about the race overall, I think, right? Yeah. Talk about the race overall. I thought it was a good race. I'll say this. Best Richmond race in years. And because Richmond is a very boring track. I predicted before the weekend that the truck race, which is at Texas Motor Speedway, would be the best race out of the weekend. I was still right. But regardless, Richmond had a really good race. And because Richmond, remember, just was it a year ago, I think, when somebody spun out there a year ago, they said that's been the first caution with cause since 2019. And you sit there and you think, man, has it really been that way? And it has. But this is the first time they lowered the downforce. They were slipping and sliding. You could bump somebody and they spun out. Like, this is good. This is what Richmond needs to be and stay like.
And a lot of different lanes you could use. A lot of passing. It wasn't just single file,
They also pulled up statistic on the radio and said this is the most passing under green flag since they started having the loop data to where they can do that stuff at Richmond. It's the most passing. And that goes back to 2005. So there you go.
It was a good race. I give it a 87%.
This is the third race with the new short track package. I still would like to see a couple more races with it to see how good it is, but I think so far it's doing good. The race overall percentage wise, I still only give probably 77%.
I give it 87 because I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I just think it could be better.
Although I did not feel the best on Sunday, so I missed about 50 laps because I fell asleep.
His Rhea died. That's all I got to say.
I get it. That's funny. Sorry,
Anyway, so that's that. I got to get off here so I can eat. I got to get off here so I can eat.
And I got to get off here so I can go home and eat.
All right.
Bryce, this video has a lot to do with you. I hope you're happy.
Yeah. Shout out to him, by the way. That was his clip of the video at the race. So.
Yes.
See you later.
My name is Mole Man Jeff. I'm signing off. Who did I carpool with, by the way? I said I carpooled and it was my turn, but nobody else is here. I don't know.
He's making his way to his car.
Making my way downtown. Something else and I'm home now. No.